What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I am doing another My Perfect palette, and for this video I am going to be creating my perfect palette of the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. So this just recently launched like 2 days ago, the day I'm filming this, and I enjoy Lunar Beauty's formula, their textures, their color schemes generally, but this palette just did not tick all of the boxes that I personally enjoy when it comes to a cool toned palette. There are some shades in this palette that I am really excited to see, but then there are some shades that I just am not. So just talking about the palette very quickly, I enjoy the fact the lower row, I like that there is a glittery black. I don't really have that in my collection, so that would be unique and interesting. I like generally the whole bottom row. The middle row to me is just not the right type of neutrals to really go with that cool tone palette. And then the top row to me is just unnecessary. I really wish that he would have added maybe some greens, some purples. So that being said, this is the color scheme that I picked out for my perfect palette. Now I have some dark blues, a dark blue, a dark purple, a blurple shade. I have a variety of shimmers, and then I have a perfect, in my opinion, quantity of neutrals. I have 2 greens, and then I have 1 camely shade. I feel like this really encompasses what I would have preferred from this palette. And yes, I stuck with a 9 pan. Yes, I didn't have nearly as many shimmers, the glittery black, stuff like that, but just had he had this core color scheme, I probably would have picked up the palette. So I'm just going to go ahead as always and swatch out each shade, tell you guys each shade, all of that, and we are going to be, and then we will dive right into this tutorial. The first shade is from Coastal Scents, and this is in Gypsy Grape. This is like a blurple shade, so you can definitely turn this shade into a blue or purple depending on what the shades that you put around it. I do have that shade on today. Another shade is Vanessa's Vanity Soft Violet. I have this on today as well, and this is just a really light lilac-y shade, and I really thought that this would add something to this palette. Last shade in that top row is Sydney Grace's Vangaurd, and this is like a brown. This is a brown with a green undertone or a yellow undertone. I really enjoy it, and I think this is the type of neutral that I would have preferred with this palette. Next we have the shade Cursed from Looxi, and this is just a really nice deep dark purple. I just really enjoy this shade, and I do have this shade on today. I have a beautiful green, and this is Dark Night from Touch of Glam, and this is kind of my mid-tone shimmer, and this is a, like, I would say metallic with an obscene amount of glitter in the actual shade. Then we have my mid-tone green, which is Patina, and this is on my eyes today as well, and this is a very pretty shade. And it's just like a murky green that really works beautifully, in my opinion, with cool tones. Then we have the shade Come Hither, and this is a really dark blue, and this is from Looxi. Last shimmer in the palette I have on my eyes, same with that last shade, and this is When the Stars Align, and this is from Touch of Glam as well. This is one of their smoother formulas, but there's definitely quite a bit of glitter on this palette, or in this shade, with the base being that dark, I would say violet-y blue situation. And then the last shade in this palette is from Sydney Grace, and it is Island Paradise, and this is a really rich deep green. So this is the color scheme that I came up with. I felt like this had quite a nice amount of cool tones, and you also get some warm-ish neutrals that I think really play well with those cool tones. And that's kind of the fault that I felt his palette had. There were not the neutrals that he chose were just too warm. They didn't really, in my opinion, look like they would play well with the cool tones. And I also just wish he had some purples and some greens in that palette overall. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I was not trying to dupe out this palette. All I was trying to do was get the general essence of it and make it my perfect version. That's what I do with these palettes. I do have a playlist where I've done quite a few of these, so I will have that link down below for you guys in case you want to see some of the other palettes that I have kind of made my perfect version. I would love to hear how you guys like this palette. If you guys picked up the Lunar Beauty, what you guys think. I would love to hear some opinions from you all. And if you're interested in seeing a tutorial on this eye look, just keep watching. Hi guys. So I've already done my intro. I don't want to talk too much. We're just gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and prime one eye really quickly. I'm just gonna use a lighter base today just because I really want these shades to pop on my eye. Even though they're darker, I still feel like you can get a good dark shadow to really pop on your eye if you're doing what you need to do. Okay, so my eye is primed, and we're just gonna slowly but surely find some brushes and clean them off throughout the video. So I've already showed you guys my palette, and this I would say is definitely one of the more completely off the palette, but to me this is a better vibe of what he provided. So yeah, okay, we're gonna go into the more blurple shade, and this is going to be my transition shade for this look. Actually, I'm gonna try a different mirror today. Okay, so I just really took the time to really just blend out that blurple shade really nicely. I'm really happy what happened there. Then I'm just gonna take a smaller blending brush, and I am gonna go ahead and deepen it up with the purple in my inner crease, and then I'm gonna go into the blue on my outer crease. And yes, that purple is overtaking the blurple shade, but we'll figure something out. It's okay. And now I'm gonna go into that blue shade. I gotta clean off my brush. I took too much product up. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go back into that blurple shade and just make sure the edges of both shades are nice and blended. Okay, now I'm just going to build my outer edge with that blue shade even more. We're going to also go ahead and pack that on my outer V area. Okay, so it's really pulling and I'm really liking that thus far. Now I am just gonna go ahead and cut my lid so I can throw on some shimmers, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so I did go ahead and just cut my lid really quickly. Now what I'm going to do is take the darker blue shimmer and put that on the outer edge of my lid. Very, very pretty. Oh my gosh. Now I'm just going to flip the brush over, and actually no, I'm just going to go ahead and take that blue and take her all the way in to my inner corner. I'm just going to add just a wee bit of this blue on my lower lash line. And don't you worry, we'll finish my lower lash line in a bit. And then inner corner, we're going to pull out a pencil brush, clean her off. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to go into the bright icy purple that I have in this palette and put this in my inner corner. I really like that. Now I have a gap on my lower lash line because I did not finish with that color. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish with that really quickly. And I need to get a brush. This will work. For that part, what I want to do is actually just go ahead and blend that out with a bit of green. So I'm going to use the mid-tone green matte on this like flat brush. And we're just going to put just a dab of that right there. And we're also going to blend out the blue with it. Now, because that matte is so pigmented, it low-key kind of got rid of the little bit of blue that I put. So I'm just going to add another layer of blue. There we go. All right. Waterline, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna bring a green in, and I might bring this chartreuse green that I just picked up. It's an LA Girl liner, so I think I'm gonna put the liner on, mascara, all that, do this other eye really quickly, and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. And this is it. This is the finished look for my perfect Lunar Beauty Eclipse. That is clipped, right? Eternal Eclipse palette. Definitely, like I said earlier, I definitely veered a lot further from the original archetype or original colors in this palette, but this just felt more authentic, more eclipsey to me, so that's why I did it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always y'all, Black Lives do matter. Please remember to wear a mask and stay safe. And I would love it if you guys subscribe, if you're enjoying my content, if you enjoy these perfect palette videos. I'm going to be churning out a couple more throughout the year and hopefully next year as well. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be tomorrow. All right.